The recording started and start yet another EOS Fireside Chat. If you guys want to jump in, say hi while we wait for a few minutes, feel free to do that. All right, let's see, who do we have here with us today? We've got Aaron Cox. I'm Bishop from EOS Support. Bishop, maybe I'll get you to talk about EOS Support semi-annual report that came out recently, if you have time for that. We've got Jorn, we've got Bywire, we've got CAC, Chuck McDonald, Duane, EOS Market, a lot of people that are active in the Pomelo scene. Great to see you guys here. We've got I am Super Sam, who's working on our engagement bot for Discord. Actually, hopefully we'll get some. Maybe we can get some updates from you, Sam, in just a little bit if you're available.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool, good stuff. We've got Yana Schiffer on the production tables. Crabbers, welcome to the Fireside. I'm not sure if I've seen you here before. Great of you to join. Lenny doing the recaps, showing up today on the Fireside. We've got Felix, also another Pomelo grant owner. Nat, OldtimersOffer, also another Pomelo grant owner. Phil Mesnier coming back again for another week, joining us in the Fireside. That's great. The new legend, Boxas and Waxa, everyone in the house. All right, cool, good stuff. Yana, are we ready to go live on all the socials? All right, here we go. We've been live for a few minutes, and this is another episode of EOS Fireside Chat. So today on the agenda, we'll be talking about Pomelo donations opening today. Maybe we'll get Nathan James to talk about his Learn and Earn UI that he teased on Twitter earlier today. Dune 1.0 release candidate has been published. We've got a new RFP for P2P improvements. We've got a Helios Q2 report, maybe if Chris joins us today. We've got the EOS Support semi-annual report that I hope maybe Bishop or Dario could speak to. And there's also an Emanate event going on this weekend that Yana is going to talk to us a bit about. But before we get into today's topics, just want to remind you of a few things. When you join, we welcome you guys to join, on the audio chat anytime. There's also the text chat in the Fireside that you can interact with, that I check, and you can ask your questions there by text, or join us on stage here at any time. Share some comments, share some questions, share how you're feeling, just say hi to the community. It's all good. We like it when people, say hi. But when you do say hi and you join the stage, please state your name before you start talking, and maybe the project you're associated with, if that's relevant or that's something you want to do. Okay, quick reminder that the end of the month raffle is going on next week on the Fireside. So you can still go to blend.gems.io and then blend your 5 pop tokens into your July raffle ticket. So we have 25 prizes up for grabs in July, each worth 10 EOS. You get a little NFT trophy with 10 EOS embedded in it. You can burn the trophy if you want to claim the EOS, or you can hold it for street cred in the EOS community. On that note, actually, maybe Sam can jump in and talk to us a bit about the improvements he's been working on for our pop token bot.
Yeah, so for the bot right now, we're making some improvements on it. So before, all that was really there was You could enter your EOS account name, and it would assign it to a list, and we would give uh, NFTs to everybody that had registered. And so what we've been doing mostly behind the scenes is we've been upgrading that so that we can eventually run it 24/7. And so what that will allow us to do is we can actually track which users are active, and we can assign prizes to certain users depending on who is the most active and when they were active. So if they were active during the Fireside chat, maybe there's going to be a special prize for that. Or if maybe some prizes will only be during the Fireside chat or other events. So there's a lot of possibilities that we're looking at for the future for this bot. Right now, there's been a little bit of progress made towards um, those prizes, and that's actually a new leaderboard command. And it's actually so new that Discord has been having some issues with the caching. So it's actually running under the /ping command, and this is only going to work in the bot chat for now. It's not going to work on the stream chat because stream chat is also very new, and Discord hasn't built their API around that yet. But when they do, it will be. So they're one of them has been done. So as you can see, so this is mostly for us. So it'll show the Discord user ID. So that will allow us to go and grab that Discord ID, find which EOS account it's been assigned to, and that will allow us to give prizes to the associated Discord account.
Yeah, so we see the leaderboard here in the pop bot chat. For those of you who are wondering, that's where actually you can claim your daily pop token, daily pop token for the firesides. And then we can see here leaderboard with some, I guess, numbers which corresponds to Discord users. And then what are these stats that we see like here 19, 3, 1?
Yeah, so these stats right now, they track every message and every reaction sent while the Fireside chat is running. And so it'll add those all up together. So the more messages you send, the higher your score will be, or the more reactions you give to other people's messages, the higher your score will be. And so at the end of the day, the person or the people with the highest scores will get prizes. The prize structure hasn't been set up yet. We're still figuring that out, but this is the first step towards heading in that direction.
All right, good, great. So thanks for that work and thanks for these updates today.
Thank you.
All right. Finally, a little note about a small content calendar adjustment that the ENF is doing. So the Everything EOS weekly report is is going to be published on Fridays now instead of Mondays. So we're changing up the schedule a bit. We think it's going to be they think it's going to be better that way. And so if you're expecting a weekly report on Monday of next week and it's not there, that's the reason. It's because there's a little schedule readjustment going on. Okay, now on to the day's topic. So, of course, Pomelo donations are open. It's always exciting the day that donations open for a Pomelo season. We've got a lot of chatter in the chats and on social media. Everyone's tweeting about it. Everyone's promoting their own grants, sharing grants of other people, and it's been great to see the activity. So I'm not sure exactly on the stats of how many donations we've had so far, but I know that in terms of grant applications that we've had so far, so grant applications have been open for a week, and they came in much faster this time around than previous seasons. So so it shows that a lot of people were ready for season 3. They had their grant ready to go, and then when grant applications opened, they were ready to submit. And another thing that the Pomelo team has noticed is that a lot more grants are grants are easier to approve this season in the sense that people are really focusing on the public good aspect of whatever project they're building, and that allows the Pomelo team to approve them as a public good, which is something that oftentimes grant owners may have to do a few edits to their grant. They submit it, it doesn't get approved as a public good. And if that's the case, that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. We know this is a process, and we want to work with the grant owners through this process and help them understand better understand what a public good is, and also maybe give them some specific tips on their specific grant on how they can improve. So if you are a grant owner and then you submit and you get that notification that your grant requires action, that means that it's not clear for the public good. So there's some documentation that's usually sent along with these notifications for people to educate themselves. But also you're invited to join us here on Discord in the Pomelo chat. Ask some questions there. The Pomelo team is monitoring that chat, of course, and they'll be happy to help you along. You can also tag us on Twitter, or also join the channel on Telegram as well. So there's really there's really many ways to reach out to the Pomelo team. We want more grants applicants, to be successful on the Pomelo platform. So we're definitely there to help you guys along. So other than that, we also had our first Pomelo pitch session today. So that happened just 1 hour ago on Twitter Spaces. That's where we'll be hosting our Pomelo pitches this season. Last season, we were hosting them directly in the Fireside chat, which was great for many reasons. But hosting them on Twitter Spaces is also great for many other reasons. And it's going to allow us more time in here during the Fireside chats to focus on all of the developments that keep coming up in the news every week in EOS. I don't have to tell you guys how exciting it is these days, how much there's always new announcements, new projects being announced, new initiatives being announced, etc. And we always have plenty to talk about. So that's why we're kind of separating the Pomelo pitches. We're giving them their own show on Twitter, hopefully attract more attention through that outside of our own community. And then, hopefully we attract more grant creators, more people that want to build public goods on EOS, and more people who want to participate through donations.
Steph, are you syndicating the Pomelo pitches from Twitter, like on YouTube or something, like after the fact?
Sorry, I missed that. You said if we're restreaming, we are.
Yeah, like streaming it on YouTube or just posting it after the fact from the Twitter Spaces.
Yeah, exactly. So we are restreaming live on Facebook and on YouTube as well, as we always do when we host these shows. Why not? So we're streaming these Pomelo pitches to our EOS Nation YouTube channel, and we're streaming to the EOS Facebook group as well. The Twitter Spaces are also recorded natively on Twitter, so I think they're still going to be available on Twitter on the Pomelo Grants Twitter profile for people who want to check them out later on.
Cool. Yeah, it's just I've found that it's very difficult to listen to the recordings on Twitter. It doesn't let you fast forward easily, so I usually check them out on YouTube.
Need that 1.5x speed.
That too, yeah. That's a deal breaker.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for that comment. And final thing about Pomelo pitch sessions is we encourage you guys to come on the Pomelo pitch sessions. So there's the pitch session link, pitch session form that I always share, which I'm gonna continue to share once more. Encourage you guys to apply. You do need to have your grant approved before you can apply to come on a pitch session. So we wouldn't want to have a situation where, listeners can't directly go and support your grant while you're pitching. That's kind of the point. And also we wouldn't want someone to pitch a grant that then later on doesn't get approved because it's not actually a public good. So you do need to get that grant submitted and approved before you can apply. So again, that speaks again to the importance with Pomelo to be ready in advance and to get in there early, submit your grant application when applications open in order to get approved, in order to go on these Pomelo pitches. pitch sessions, and of course, be ready for donations. But if you haven't yet submitted your grant application, that's not a problem. You can still do so for the next 2 weeks. So get in there. All right. Anyone want to jump in here real quick and share some thoughts on Pomelo? Maybe if you're a new user, or if you came back from previous seasons and you've noticed some changes, or just some general feedback you want to give the Pomelo team. Yeah, I'd invite you guys to do that right now.
I've got some from the challenge Zack end, this season's going a lot more smooth. I think we have a lot better understanding about what a public good is and what the Pomelo team is looking for. So I noticed that our grant's already been approved and it's already had contributors. So thank you everyone who's contributed so far. But our team has really felt like, it makes more sense, the public goods, and we have a better understanding coming in this season.
Awesome.
Thanks, thanks for sharing. I like the continuous link preview improvements. So season 1, everyone had the same preview image, preview description, and then last season you updated the preview images could all be unique to each project, and it looks like now the text previews are showing on all the links that are being shared in Telegram and Discord. So that's very helpful for helping me decide which ones to actually click, because there's a lot of people sharing their Pomelo grants during an open season.
Yeah, that's thanks to we've got a new short description field now on the grant application form, so grant owners can be very know exactly what's going to show up in that preview as well when they're filling out their applications. So yeah, think about when how your grant is going to display on social media. You want to be really, I guess, impactful with the short description you put on there.
Was that Yves I heard jumping in here with some comments earlier?
Yes. I guess I have some feedback if I'm allowed to give feedback as a user of Pomelo.
Yeah, for sure. Welcome back to the Fireside Chat. It's been a few weeks since
I missed 1 week. I missed last week. That's it. Right. That's it.
Well, felt like a long time.
I think it might have been 2 weeks.
I missed last week.
When I was in Ottawa, you meant.
And it's because I was in a call that just wasn't
Excuses.
Well, actually, is the person on the call? No, it was with D.U.N.E last week for the Festival Finale in IBC, trying to figure that out, finalize the parameters around that. So it's a valid excuse.
The ENF retreat doesn't count, I guess. The ENF retreat was the.
I was on there. I was here for the ENF retreat because I was back home. See? I just missed 1 week. It was only last week. Sometimes I'm more vocal than others. Other times I'm more quiet. I know it happens, not very frequently. In terms of feedback for Pomelo, as an actual user, one thing that I've been mentioning for a while that I think is very difficult in terms of user experience is I read every single application, every single one, and the current UI or the current user experience is quite bad for that. So every time I click on one, so either I have to open a new window, which is kind of the workaround, but if I click on one and I go back, so I'm in my profile, I'm logged in, every time I go back, it re-randomizes, and it doesn't save my parameter of the order in which I've sorted. And so I have to go back or resort, go find which one I was reading, which is the next one. It really is a terrible user experience for somebody who actually goes through every single application. And I would like that somehow to be fixed. That would be amazing.
I think the intent was that, but definitely I think there's a bug for that feature. So yeah, I think keeping the order of a grant so that they follow in a sequential order is definitely the intent of what Pomelo is supposed to have. So might just
or if somehow like my profile, my user gave me an option to select how I want to sort, because it always defaults back to shuffle, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be great that if I'm signed in, I can say, hey, my preference is to sort by date created, for example. So it always defaults back to date created. and then I would, because sometimes it's not just one session, obviously there's quite a lot. And so it's not like I'm also doing this all in one go. I might come back at another time, and then I need to remember which one did I read again. And it's much easier when the order of them doesn't change. And sometimes it also happens, you guys approve while I'm reading, which then adds another one in the mix. So anyways.
What if something like a checkbox? I've already read this grant. Be useful somehow.
It would be useful to me as well, for sure. I do like Yves and go through all the grants. And last season, you know, I was like, oh, okay, workaround, just open all the tabs. But there's too many grants. My computer can't handle all the tabs, so that doesn't work either.
The other workaround is I add them on my wish list. So I add all of them on my wish list, and then go in my wish list and then remove them from my wish list. The problem is then some of them are added after, and so I still need to figure out which ones weren't on my wish list. So there are workarounds, but really the simplest thing would be, once I'm in my profile, I can select how it's sorted, and it defaults to that. It doesn't re-default back to shuffle.
And the I've read this option.
I've read this would be good, yeah.
Check off, yeah, I'd like that for sure.
But otherwise, I think it's really good. This morning we were on the Mantel call, and I was asking about the moons, the various moons now that you can have as a banner, and I was able to update my banner. I made a few contributions to some projects. The portal is really smooth. The trust bonus works really well. I really like the pop-up window as well that said, hey, by the way, you haven't finished everything in the trust bonus. I also like the pop-up window that reminds me of certain things. So I think that that's really cool compared to last time. I noticed that, I'm not sure if it's a new function lately, or it's the first time I noticed it anyways, that when I click on a project that's run in multiple seasons, I can now break down their past seasons and how much they've received in each season. So I think that that's really cool. So yeah, just overall the UI is getting better and better by day. I think it's awesome. You guys are doing a great job.
Thanks for sharing your feedback, Yves. Appreciate that.
All right, some quick notes. Yves, like you mentioned, the moon blends are live now, so you can, for those NFT explorers, Pomelo NFT explorers among you, you can now launch your rocket.
I have some feedback on that. I want my batter to be the animation, not just the static image.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, that's definitely not possible right now. I'm not sure if that's going to be possible in the future or not.
Can you repeat that, Yves, again?
So right now, if you've updated your banner, the banner itself is just a static image of the moon that you have. However, the banner itself, if you actually go to your NFT, it's a video, right? It's a short video clip. So it would be great if the banner was the video and not just the static image.
Okay.
Yeah,
similar to under your name. Yeah, but similar to under your name, you've got, let's say, the diamond pomelos, the golden pomelos. Those are interactive items. It would be great if the banner was also, I guess, non-static but interactive as well.
Yeah, going back.
Touch.
Yeah, just a few notes. Going back to your remarks about saving the sorting order. Like, there could be an issue, like, from user experience point of view, like, if you apply some weird sorting order, like, I don't know, like old coming first, and you just forget about it, and next time when the new season starts in three months, right, you come back and you have it sorted the same way, and you just look at it and you think that nothing really new happened there. So, which is why many websites don't actually save that sort for you. Like, you go, I don't know, to Pornhub or something, you're not gonna find like that sorting preserved.
So you might not like my answer. I guess the answer is, figure out how to make it work.
Yeah, the thing is,
maybe it's splitting by seasons. Like, maybe when I go on grants, maybe there's a new tab and it's season 1, 2, 3. And so if I was only in season 3, I would only see the new project. So I wouldn't sort through the old one.
The problem, the root of your problem is you want to be able to know which grants you've reviewed already and which ones you have yet to review. So
yes, without having to do workarounds like I'm doing right now.
So maybe the solution is improved sorting, but maybe there's some other solution the Pomelo team can come up with.
The solution right now, like after you change your sorting order, like you can sort it by date, for example. Can you? I'm not sure, but then like you can actually bookmark that page, and it will be sorted that way. So that sorting order is goes into URL. So actually, you can preserve that sorting order by bookmarking that page, if that helps.
Yes, yeah, I agree. So there are a bunch of workarounds to doing, but that's the whole point. I shouldn't be using workarounds. The user experience ideally would be slightly better. The question was whether or not there were things to improve. I gave one.
Yeah, I like that idea with the like check mark. Like I've read that grant. That seems like something that definitely can.
And the data is dynamic, right? The data is dynamic, right? So for example, I used to use sort by contributors or sort by estimated match, but then that changes. So I still don't know whether or not I've read it or not. And after you've read 80, I don't really remember if I read number 81 sometimes. So maybe Steph's approach is even better, just having it, I've read this.
Yeah, that seems like a good solution.
Or even I don't know, when I look at the UI, everything's in green for add to cart and approved and such. Maybe the color changes if I've already read it. Even if it's just a visual cue. So it doesn't even need to necessarily add, I've read this, but it gives me the same.
This also opens up a new door for you. If you have the ability to have, I've read this already, then you have the ability to have a sort, which is, I have not read this yet, or has been updated since I read it.
Yes.
Yep. That seems like a good idea, yep.
All right, good stuff. Yeah, great suggestions. Thanks, Yves. So finally, regarding the NFT and the moons that you can accumulate, check out Pomelo grants on Twitter. We did a tweet thread about it a few days ago. Explains how many rockets you need. Well, you need 5 rockets, but how much fuel you need in your rockets to reach the ultra rares, the rares, and the commons. And then later on, in a few days, we'll be opening up the Pomelo astronaut token claim for people who collect full sets of moons and for people who hold the ultra rares. So more fun NFT stuff coming up. All right, moving on, unless Yaro, you wanted to jump in here again?
No, I'm good.
Okay, just your mic was active. Okay, cool. So moving on, I'd like to hear from NS James about the Learn and Earn UI that you teased earlier this week.
I like how it instantly became Learn and Earn. That warms my heart.
How could it not be? That's amazing. It's an amazing term. Is it or learn to earn? Is that going to L2?
I've heard both. Yeah, I heard both. I had never thought of the concept of learn to earn. Very interesting. But I guess you could say, yeah, it's pretty much what we're doing. So the general concept here is that there's a developer hub which you can educate yourself on EOSIO development, get your skills up to par to a position where you're actually able to learn or to earn, and then we'll have an easy funnel to a bunch of different ways that you can earn, Pomelo being one of the included options, of course, because of the obvious success that we're seeing right now. There was a couple of they're not actually mock-ups, there's a couple of snapshots from the current implementation, which was posted on Twitter. Got a really, really good response from the community. That was one of exactly what you said was the first thing that people started saying, learn to earn, which I guess it's become a new kind of term. It reminds me, and somebody also mentioned that it reminded them of Dan Kalinesco, I think his name was, who created Caramel a while ago, and how that I personally remember this because he had reached out and was asking, how do I reach Block One? I'm trying to find investment so I can keep this alive and blah, blah, blah. And that's kind of stayed in my mind ever since. And now there's finally a way for people to progress with their applications. And this is just another step in getting them there.
Absolutely, yeah. So I shared that thread, that tweet you were talking about. So that's all we have so far is two screenshots to go on. Nothing else. Nothing
Actually,
else we can play
just
with
posted
yet.
another thread. There's something. Here, I'll post it here in the chat. So this one goes into a little bit more about the reasonings behind it, the 4 different focuses of the Dev Hub, which are courses, earning, discovery, and documentation. So courses and documentation are 2 separate things. You can think of the courses as something more like Udemy or Masterclass, where there's really a hand-holding visual guide from A to Z, going through whatever the topic might be, whether it's A to Z of a NFT marketplace or just some other kind of application, or A to Z of the blockchain basics. So there's going to be a different course for everything. And then the ways that you can participate, you can imagine new courses and earn. You could record courses. You can become one of the instructors, for instance. So I was talking to another person on the DevRel team today, and we were really mentioning that this is not necessarily something that we're doing for us to manage eternally. This is something where we're trying to put ourselves out of the job. We're trying to make this. We're trying to make this something which we hand off to the community, and they can keep this thriving without our participation, which I think is important to make yourself obsolete.
Yeah, totally. Sorry, mic issues. Han asks, what's the timeline?
Well, we had been waiting on designs for a while. They finally got through, and it's been a week since those designs were finalized, and there's already a fully fledged UI ready to go. The backend was done before that, so I'm kind of just linking the pieces and writing the final tests and making sure everything works. But sadly, that's not the end. It's not going to be ready instantly. There's also course material which needs to be created before we can kind of put that up and release it to the wild.
All right, right on. We'll be looking forward to that. Okay, moving on to some more technical topics. We have Dune 1.0 release candidate 1 that was published this week. So I'm wondering if, someone technical wants to speak about what this means. I mean, I see Areg is in the chat. I'm always gonna ask you if you want to talk, because you always have some nice explanations and some clear, detailed answers for us.
I'm probably not going to have as much detail to talk about this. Unfortunately, Bucky was not able to make this, but I'll try to do my best to talk about the Dune release.
Sure. So what's this all about?
So Dune is basically, let's start with kind of the reason behind it. So EOSIO has previously had releases for a few different distros of Linux and also Mac. With the move over to Mandel, we have, while the code is, pretty much still there to available to compile on that with some effort, we've really focused on a narrower subset of Linux, Unix operating systems that we really support directly, particularly Ubuntu, different versions of Ubuntu. And in particular, Mac is not something that we're explicitly supporting directly, but to support development on for developers that are using Macs, but also using other machines like Windows. So to support development, building smart contracts, running it on EOSIO test blockchain and all that kind of thing, we needed a solution that scales better to different operating systems. And so our solution to that is just to leverage Docker for that. So Dune is basically, it stands for Docker Utilities for Node Execution. And so it's a set of utilities that conveniently leverage Docker to run Node.EOS and other surrounding tools to make it easy for developers to compile their smart contracts, deploy them into a test blockchain, and just interact with it. So that's what it is at a high level. And I guess you can go into the release notes and the documentation, of course, as well. Link there to learn more about it.
Perfect. I'll be sharing the ENF tweet on the topic here in the chat, and you can find the release notes, like you said, for those who want to learn more. All right. Chris, are you around right now to talk about the Helios Q2 report?
Yes, sir, I am.
I know you were here last week, but by the time we got to this topic, I noticed you weren't here anymore. So I definitely want to catch you before you go this time.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Yeah, sorry, I had to leave at the top of it. But yeah, so let's see. Q2 report. So we'll do these quarterly, of course. We kind of cover a few things. We covered progress and observations from Q2 and sort of what we saw in the crypto space at large. A little bit about the incubator as it's been going. We've begun our fourth wave of the incubator program in June. And so we continue with that. And so certainly to any projects, especially Pomelo projects, and you're looking for some guidance on your business plan. So of course, different, we're talking public goods, but certainly even projects that have a public good aspect can still be monetizable and have a go-to-market strategy and some sort of cost of customer acquisition considerations, and just maybe looking for funding outside of the public good side. So encourage you to go to heliosrising.com, check out the founder link, and then you can submit an application to be part of future free incubator programs. And that's just basically an 8-week program to help you refine your pitch and your project in general, in fact. So gave an update there. Then we talk about what we're kind of looking to start to do in Q3. And this would be a sort of a long-term mission. And that is to sort of attempt to branch out beyond our EOSIO echo chamber. I think we're all here, like we all listening to each other. And but what we want to do is we obviously want to catch the eyes and ears of other people in the crypto space and even beyond, and make them aware of why we're here, which is the awesomeness that is EOS and the EOSIO technology stack. So our intention is to start to create content that is less deliberately titled around EOS and EOSIO. So we don't want to scare anybody away either with any preconceived notions that they may have and the FUD that they've heard that we know is mostly wrong. So we don't want to lead with that. We want to lead with more just generally, let's talk about Web3 and governance in the future of what blockchain technology can bring. And when we get different guests and different eyes, we're going to talk about what does a blockchain do? How do you leverage a blockchain? And then it kind of just leads you naturally to, well, if you're going to do some of these things that blockchains do, you probably want to consider doing it on an EOSIO blockchain, because this highly performant, all the technical prowess that we have, we need to kind of sneak that in there and draw people into our ecosystem. So there's 3 main things we're going to work on. One of them is called, it's a whole set of content around EVM Orbit is what we're calling it. And it will be a series of interviews, podcasts, and videos with EVM projects that are going to be utilizing EOSIO. So this can be existing projects that are in the Telos EVM, and then also, of course, new projects coming to EOS's Trust EVM. So we will be reaching out to every and all project. And if you're listening to this and you're a project looking to launch on the Trust EVM, please drop me a DM or reach out to us on the Helios website, and we would love to feature you and tell your story and help you, just to help you get known in the community, and then of course reach out to other eyeballs. So that's one big kind of piece of content we want to start to produce. We want to do a series of reports, which will look at, again, this is something that's not going to be explicitly EOSIO focused, but something that we can create governance reports and things around Web3 investing and VC and just the future of blockchain and what Web3 can be. And then that will be appealing to hopefully all crypto enthusiasts. But then, of course, like I mentioned, we drop in pieces that are specifically sort of lure them towards our ecosystem and pointing out what is awesome about EOSIO. And then lastly, the last piece of content we're going to do is the distributed future. And that is kind of a continuation to the report side. So the reports are more more long form content and more like review papers and things that are a little harder to digest, I suppose. But then the distributed future will be a kind of continuation of that, but it's strictly more just a podcast. So we're going to reach out and do a new podcast series, try to find some new exciting guests. We'll continue our futurist series and bring in people. And we've already kind of begun the legwork of bringing in folks who aren't in our circle and even necessarily in blockchain. It's just futurist, right? What does a futurist do? And then, of course, we try to tie in what blockchain means to the futurists and then bring them over to EOSIO for all the reasons I mentioned. So yeah, that's in a nutshell. If you want to have a look at the content, it's a pretty long blog, and it also highlights all the previous content we've done, our interviews, spotlight interview. We've got our top 5 moments of the week running every single week. I encourage you to follow that if you're curious to see the top 5 moments in EOSIO as per our view. And that's on the website under the blog section, heliosrising.com.
Fantastic. That's a lot of content you guys are producing. That's great to hear.
Yeah, we're trying to keep it going. Yeah, exactly. That's the least we can do to try to promote and support the ecosystem. So hopefully we can maintain a good cadence and keep it coming out regularly.
Absolutely. All right, Chris, thanks for jumping on here and sharing with us the Helios Q2 report rundown. Okay. Next topic, maybe we'll stick to the report theme and ask Bishop from EOS Support if he'd be willing to talk to us about their semi-annual report that they just released.
Yeah, hi Stephane, and thanks for the opportunity.
So hey, Bishop, welcome to the Fireside.
Annual report. Yeah. So lots have happened since the last time I was here. So I don't always have the chance to come here. It's usually right around the time where we have dinner here in France. But glad to have the opportunity to speak more about our recent report. So we have done a lot recently for the EOS community, and it's always our pleasure to find more ways to contribute even more. So in the past, we have done, of course, our guides, our translations, making sure that we have a huge database in 9 languages with content that supports anyone coming into the EOS community and wanting to learn more about it. Of course, we have the live agents, as always, ready to respond to tickets. We've had more in the last few months than ever, of course. And of course, we've helped with the ENF and other projects in EOS to collect information on more than 1,000 DApps, centralized exchanges, decentralized exchanges. We have contacted influencers. We have updated information on very important websites like CoinGecko. We're actively working to update the information on EOS as well on CoinMarketCap. I think it's a great initiative that EOS Support is doing right now. So getting the word out is the most important thing about EOS right now. So letting people know how the blockchain has changed and how it can benefit everyone today. And of course, we have also created many Twitter accounts to spread the word in as many languages as possible in the 9 languages that we support. We've had meetings with the Mandel development team. Randall has participated in most of the Mandel meetings, getting ready to help spread the word as best we can about the Mandel upgrade. Of course, we've have helped with many surveys also. We found more ways to help through the surveys. So we have translated surveys about Dune, about Mandel, that we forwarded to developers to help them get their feedback about how we can improve what we're doing over here. And that's another great way that we found how we can help. Great we've helped with that. Of course, we have helped with the Eden inductions, as always, helping people onboard the Eden process. We've had, I think, yeah, pretty much 40 inductions in the last few months. And after that, yeah, we have much more upcoming things going. So the report states just that. So at the end of our report, you can find what are the next goals that we have. One of them is rewriting the Wikipedia about EOS. Again, it's a question about getting the new storyline of EOS out there. So getting the Wikipedia edited is very important right now. Of course, we have a new roadmap incoming, so there's much happening in EOS, and our goal is to have a new website online. So when we got the original EOS support website online, it was during the first Pomelo season, so we rushed to get as quickly as possible the website online so we can already start providing live support 7 hours a day, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. But the goal is to have a more furnished website now that can better support any user that comes in. The goal is to have a roadmap for EOS there, a collection of all the decentralized applications you can search through, and many more things. So the website is really a priority for us right now, and it's displayed in the annual report, BR annual report. And again, one of the things I want to say the most right now is thanks to all the support squad members. We have run a ambassador program for the last few months. Our goal, and I think it's everyone in EOS right now, is to get the word out there, to have as many communities and organizations worldwide on board EOS. And for us, the best way to do that is to have someone, as many people as possible, knowledgeable about EOS. Its technical aspects, how they can then themselves learn more about EOS through its support, and then share it with their community in their language and with their organization as well. So that's why we launched the EOS support squads initially, and we're close to unveiling fully the EOS Respect Ambassador program, which will be a program which is based on a clone of Eden. Its goal will not be for governance or anything, just be for what Eden is meant to be originally. It's just a funding distribution mechanism. So we want to reward the people that contribute the most to your support worldwide, and allow as many people as possible in all the communities worldwide to onboard your support. For them to join, they have to accept the bylaws of your support. So it's why we're still here. We have displayed professional work. We have bylaws in place to make sure that everyone that comes into your support is trained and also a respectable member. So slowly but surely, we'll develop that ambassador program to make sure that every community and every organization in the world, or as many as possible, have someone knowledgeable inside the organization or community about EOS. And that will be thanks to your support. It's again one way we've found to expand the EOS community and share with the world all the great things we're doing over here. And we hope we may continue as well in the future to support the Mandel upgrades and everything the EOS community is doing. And last word. Well, thanks for everyone so far for praising our work, for showing. We are a very humble community, Dario, Cesaro, and I, and each time we see people praising our work, and just like tonight, just spreading the word about our annual report, annual report, well, it warms our hearts. And again, it only encourages us to find more ways to contribute to the EOS community. And so far, it's been a great joy. Tomorrow, as always, I will be hosting the giveaway show. It's a show not unlike Fireside Chat, which is meant more for veteran members of the community to join in, share their opinion. The giveaway show that we held every Thursday, where it's more for onboarding new users. So if you have family, friends, and who don't know anything about crypto, we created this giveaway show on Thursdays to give them a welcoming space, to make sure that they can join in, they can take the time, or I can take the time to answer their questions as long as it takes. And give them a safe space for them to onboard EOS. And of course, share also the latest news and what we've talked about during the Fireside Chat. For the rest of the chat, I've been marking everything that has been said, and I'll be relaying that in a short format tomorrow. It's, again, one way I've found to contribute to the EOS community. So another thing I've found, to help.
Wonderful description of EOS Support and all the great work you do, and especially you yourself, Bishop. You've been leading this organization for a while now, and like you said, your team is very professional, and it inspires confidence. And when I see new questions or newbies to the community asking questions, I always point them to eosupport.io, and I know that they'll be welcomed with someone knowledgeable and respectful, and it's gonna help these new people join our community.
Thanks,
So,
Stephane. Maintaining
really
that
good.
is paramount to us, of course.
I just want to throw in a +1 for my appreciation for EOS Support. You guys have been doing an awesome job. It's been great working with you guys on the Mandel upgrade. EOS Nation, we coordinated the 1.8 upgrade. We're now working on coordinating the Mandel upgrade. EOS Support wasn't around for the 1.8 upgrade, and it's amazing now having that function available for Mandel. We've got all your help with the surveys. You guys have gathered all of the contacts so we can easily reach out to exchanges and dApps and let them know and keep them in the loop. We've got a single point of contact we can direct people to with questions, and we can trust that you guys are going to point into the right direction. And not just Mandel, Pomelo too. We've got when we have Pomelo participants who are struggling to get their wallet set up for the first time, that's no longer something that we have to work with them through. We can just focus on the issues with Pomelo. We can direct people having issues with their wallets to you guys. So it's been amazing to have you guys around.
Thanks, Daniel. Being the link that links everyone together, the organization that links everyone together is a great responsibility for us, of course. So when we have developers coming into the website asking questions, the fact that we can redirect them to the best place they can contribute, or users wanting to find the best place for NFTs on EOS, it's a great responsibility. And we'll make sure to uphold all the trust that you guys put into us, of course.
Absolutely, and being the respectful professional that you are, you didn't mention that you guys have a Pomelo grant going on right now, because this is not a Pomelo pitch session, but I'm going to jump in there and share your Pomelo grant for you in the chat here. So if you want to support EOS Support and the great work that they do, one of the best ways to do that is through Pomelo. EOS Support was one of the most successful projects in Season 2. And I have no doubt that they're going to receive, again, widespread support from the community. I certainly hope they do, because like Daniel mentioned, EOS Support has been really helpful to a lot of different initiatives and projects in the ecosystem. And like Drew Block says here, they're one of the biggest value adds in the ecosystem. I totally agree with that.
Thanks, Stephane. Yes, indeed, it wasn't allocated time to promote our grant on Pomelo, but we've submitted our form, and I expect I'll be speaking much more about your support during the Pomelo pitches. I'm looking forward to, of course.
Absolutely. I think it's likely that we'll get you on for next week if you guys are available for that.
Our pleasure. Thanks.
All right. Okay, good stuff. All right, I gave you guys a little technical break after Dune 1.0, but we're going back into technical topics here with the P2P improvements request for proposal that was released this week. So I'm not sure who's online here that can speak to this with more expertise than I can. I see a few candidates. I don't know if any of you want to jump in voluntarily. You can do that, or maybe I'll call you out if no one wants to jump in voluntarily. No volunteers? All right. Well, I guess that means Aaron, you're
hop in right quick and speak to it a bit.
Oh, Steven, yes. Get in there. Thanks for joining. Welcome to the
Great.
Fireside.
Thanks for having me, everybody. So really, the primary objectives around this set of P2P improvement requests is really just around improving the stability and performance around keeping nodes in sync. So some of the key tenets is just improving the stability of transitions between the different states in which a node is being kept in sync, the various catch-up modes versus being in sync, And then one thing that I think we're all quite excited about, especially if you were a kid who torrented back in the day, introducing the idea of swarm downloading to help expedite the process by which nodes can get in sync is one of the other big pieces that we're looking to bring into the fold here. I didn't know if there were specific questions that I could help field related to it. I can also drop the link in.
I don't have any specific questions, but maybe someone else does and wants to jump on here, talk a little bit more about these P2P improvements. Maybe I'll share the links in the stream chat in just a moment. Here we've got a new coalition report that was recently published this week as well, talking about faster finality with IBC, some SDKs, and also this new P2P improvement RFP. A lot of acronyms in this topic.
Great. I think maybe the only other items that I'll speak to is that we're also just trying to give users a little bit more control around some of the parameters in which they want to manage their bandwidth and disk usage, as well as things like overall peer count connections. Again, really what we're trying to do there is give folks a little bit more control, a little bit more pre-configuration that better matches their use case. And then, of course, outside of that, there is a little bit of a laundry list of just known issues that have existed, especially as it pertains to things like fork awareness. And as I mentioned earlier, just the stability of some of the transitions between those statuses and some of the compounding utilization of resources as a result of that.
I'll also add, in addition to all that, one of the requirements is optimized transaction propagation. So this is the idea of a lot of these nodes are going to receive transactions anyway in the course of having this transaction get into a block by a block producer, but then they receive it again on the downstream by the completed block. So it's kind of duplicated bandwidth. So there's some opportunity there to optimize by not sending duplicate data, which is pretty cool.
All right, thanks for sharing, guys. Okay, well, we're going through our topics fairly quickly today. What else do we have here on the agenda? Oh yeah, we have an Emanate event coming up this weekend. Yana, are you around? Did you want to talk a bit about this event? Yeah, totally. So this, so we partnered with Emanate to help them host the event. So is this being hosted on one of our parcels, or is it on theirs? Yeah, absolutely. And I want to highlight that. Yeah, it is actually super easy to join. That's really one of the best things about Crypto Voxels is that you can just click a link from your phone, from your browser, from your desktop, laptop, whatever it is, and you'll jump right in there and be at the festival. So if you haven't been to Metaverse party yet, this is a nice one coming up this weekend. For Emanate, which is one of the more recognized and successful projects, that started on EOS. I think they're on other chains now as well, but the main tech is built on EOS, of course. All right, great. Thanks for that update, Yana. And I guess I'll do a little pitch. If any of you out there want to host events in the metaverses, reach out to our team, our .gems team. We love doing these types of projects and love collaborating with people hosting shows in the metaverse. Get some NFT components in there as well. All that good stuff. So feel free to reach out to us at any time for that type of partnership. All right. Well, yeah, that covers it for the main topics. Anyways, I had on my list to discuss today. Did anyone? So at this point, I guess we'll open up the mic to the community. If anyone has comments or questions or a new topic they'd like to discuss, now's the time. Jump on. All right. So while this is not a pitch session, obviously Pomelo donations opening is a big deal for the community today. I know many of you in here have grants. I know many of you donate to a lot of grants. So I'd love to just real quickly have people who have grants on Pomelo introduce themselves, the name of their grant, and literally half a sentence to describe what their grant is. And so going to give you guys an opportunity to just say hi to the community and let them know that you have a grant on there. So if anyone wants to jump in, get in there. I see Esteban unmuted. Are you getting ready to say hi? Oh, remuted. Scared him away.
Hey, I'll jump in. This is Felix here.
Hey, Felix.
Yeah, so I've renewed my grant for the Felix content creator sponsorship. So yeah, basically I just reopened it up. I got a lot of support last season, and it inspired me to just reopen it up. And I'm excited to keep it rolling and keep providing content and around EOS. Basically, this last year, even going up into the last. Oh, sorry. Yeah, but I'll keep it there for now. I'll definitely come on again and talk more about it later.
Yeah, exactly. Just let's leave it there. Half a sentence. Just kind of what kind of grant you guys are working on, and definitely apply to the pitch sessions, and then you'll definitely have your time to promote your grant to the community. But thanks, Felix, for saying hi today.
Yep. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello. Who's
Hey
this?
there. This is Duane. I have my my first Pomelo pitch. It's the EOS Translation Foundation. Yay! And the pitch this season is onboarding to EOS. We've been working with Translate Me, and we're going to document the process of onboarding older translators to EOS. And the end result will be having some videos in about 10 languages on how to onboard to EOS. And I just got news from Translate Me that they do want to incorporate EOS into their platform. So it's separate than my Pomelo pitch. But if anybody wants to reach out to me or the Translate Me team, they want to kind of follow their payment schedule where you put a bit of a deposit. Once you accept the team's translation, then you pay the team. So I think it'd be an easy job for an EOS dev, and I'll just post my my Telegram in the chat. You can reach out to me, and I can connect you with them. Thank you so much.
Beautiful, Duane. Thanks for jumping in, sharing that, and good luck with your pitch. Esteban, I see you.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah. You're coming in good. A bit of echo, but I think we're good.
Thank you. Yes, just first, thank you everyone for the opportunity. Esteban, and I'm working on Trust Swap. This is swap built on top of Trust EVM. It's gonna be the trust for the next billion crypto users, and I'm really excited to be sharing with all of you my pitch on next pitch session of Pomelo.
Great. Thanks for saying hi, Esteban, and look forward to hearing your pitch next week during the Twitter Spaces Pomelo pitch session.
Thank you very much.
And guys, if you jump in here and say hi, feel free to post a link to your grant in the stream chat here. That's totally fine. I know you guys have pitches out there. I've seen them, guys.
Over at Challenge Deck, what we're doing this season is, for those of you guys who don't know, that we basically, on our app, you can put bounties, crypto bounties for different tasks. And we're just going to take whatever we get from Pomelo and use it to put bounties for content, for people to create content about EOS and Pomelo. So that's what we got going on this season, and I'll drop a link down below for us.
Great, thanks for sharing. You guys are a returning grant, right? Is this your second season or third, maybe?
Season number 2 for us, second season.
Right on. Love to hear it. Love to see it.
Hi there. I'll pop in for a second. My name is Nat. I've been working with Liquid Apps for a while. I have a grant about some technical articles for EOSIO and Trust EVM. And yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Thanks for the work you do in the EOS ecosystem, and thanks for dropping by and saying hi.
Hey Steph, this is Kent. How are you?
Hey Kent, doing good. I was about to call you out if you didn't jump in here.
Oh man, I'm sorry. You got on the call late. Yeah, good, doing good. Thanks for everything you guys do, man. We really appreciate it. So we're EOS San Diego. We make videos. We love making videos. We love the NF. We love what you guys are doing, and we're so happy with the way EOS is going right now. It's really been a turnaround, and it's been amazing to watch. And we're loving it. We're loving the videos. We're loving everything. We love you guys.
Refreshing to feel that way, isn't it?
Yes. Gosh, man. After this long, I've got a question too. Is Nathan on the call? Nathan James.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Hey, brother. I had somebody ask me one time not too long ago about the scatter. What's the future of scatter? What are we going to do with that? You had any ideas with it?
No future for scatter.
No future for it. So
sorry, buddy.
You're just gonna quit it, or we're just gonna?
I mean, it's been We never really wanted to come out and say, "Hey, this is dead," because of
Mhm.
the implications of what that would do.
Okay.
But we stopped maintaining it about 2 years ago.
Okay.
I recently
Yeah, I mean,
shut off the servers, I think 6 months ago.
okay. Yeah. Yeah. I just had someone ask me that question, and I, wasn't really on 'em lately either, and so I was just wondering what's going on with it. So yeah, okay. Hey, and
He's
also
Anchor.
Nathan, yes, yeah, I'm on Anchor too. Hey, thanks for the guys at Anchor too. They do a great job too. But you did a great job with Scatter. We appreciate all the work. I know you put a ton of work in that. Got no support from Block One, and that was a crime too. So hey, you were the man back there in the day.
I appreciate it.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Just want to say that he wasn't just the man back in the day. He's the man now too.
Agreed.
Amen. Sorry about that. Yeah, you are the man, Nathan. I love your work, brother.
Appreciate it, man.
Nathan the man.
And speaking of Scatter being dead, it's actually not dead because there's actually a lot of legacy wallets that still use the protocol. So I don't think Scatter will ever die necessarily because a lot of wallets that have actually been spawned, that all the integration with Scatter still lives. So, and a big example is Token Pocket. Token Pocket is still using Scatter. So your legacy will live on for as long as all the wallets that have integrated to Scatter. Also,
there's an interesting thing there actually, because Scatter itself is still open source.
Yes.
Anybody could take that code right now, fork it.
We have forked it, and we have made some modifications. So it will always forever live on. But I think there were some plans with the Wallet Plus group to kind of merge those two protocols, Anchor and Scatter. That way, if you're using one of those legacy wallets, it's supported, or if you're using Anchor, it's also supported. So big shout out to Aaron if he's with us in our group. But Scatter will most likely stay, but native support will not be there. But,
I still use my hacked version of Scatter.
I still use it too. But I'm looking forward to Wallet Plus to see all the fancy wallet integrations. I think we can do lots of great things.
I am. So I'm not in the wallet game anymore for personal reasons. There's a lot of other things that wallets do to your personal life. But it is extremely exciting to see what's happening in the ecosystem with wallets. I think it's one of the most advanced chains for wallets, and seeing the direction and the resources that are getting put into the wallet infrastructure is not something that I've seen on any other chain. It's like, oh, we'll do a hackathon, we'll build some extension wallet or some desktop wallet, and that's it. We're done. No more need to invest in this. And that's not the case for EOS.
I mean, all of this is just an excellent segue. This is Aaron from Greymass, and we have a Pomelo pitch up for Anchor right now. As like Nathan just pointed out, like wallets are kind of an underserved aspect of the ecosystem, and that's largely what our Pomelo pitch is up there for. There's a laundry list. There's like years worth of work that needs to be done in the wallet space, and every little bit counts. So that's why we have a Pomelo pitch up, and every bit helps.
Pop it in the chat. Yes.
Thanks, Aaron. Man, I love your stuff too. That's good stuff. I love the Anchor wallet.
Much appreciated. And it is very taxing, as Nathan said.
Hey guys, I just want to give you a little update on mineweb.io season 3, Pomelo season 3. So short update, this season 3 is to have more collaboration with the mind mapping, with the mind maps of mineweb.io, with the different team like EOSBs, EOSB swarms. There is a cockpit in building with where we can see the result of the active swarms. What were the payout? What were the different metrics? So it's a cockpit mind web with data analytics. Also, continue collaboration with the Translate Me network for the translation. 12 language supported for the translation of the mind maps with human validation by the EOSBs. Collaboration with EOS Vision. of Veronica Diaz in Venezuela, and different collaboration with MindWeb as always, and also as a timestamping for the different workshops, EOSIO workshop, human-generated finance workshops. So that's all support for timestamping into nice mind map that you can dive, and that will be totally integrated with other grants owner onto the season 3. So that's totally collaborative. More collaboration, more building blocks. I see very Pomelo paramount for more collaboration between the grant owners. So that's all.
All right. Thanks, Patrick. Thanks for jumping in here and sharing about your grant. And I love hearing, about all this cross collaboration that's going on between all of these public goods that get funded by Pomelo. Really, really nice to see.
Yeah, shout out to you guys for Pomelo.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of addicting going through and adding these grants to your cart.
Yeah, for sure. I guess one more thing I want to mention about Pomelo is that if you're wondering, like I used to wait until the end of the season to go through all the grants and make my computer crash and then just donate to them at once. However, I've noticed that grants who get early support early on, well, when people sort by contributors or money raised or all that stuff, it makes those grants rise to the top. And then just that fact will attract more donations. So actually this season, I'm changing my strategy and I'm going to be kind of going on there every day looking for new grants and donating to those I want to support the most early on to try to give them that extra advantage. So if you've been, if you haven't donated yet, take a look. There's a bunch of grants up there already. Yeah, like Felix says, it's always fun to read through, see what the different community members are doing to, build the success of EOS.
Stephane, you are a poker man.
Incentives and strategy. That's what attracted me to blockchain in the first place. And Pomelo plays a lot with these incentives in terms of incentivizing people, to build public goods. And then now that we're on season 3, there's some patterns that are starting to emerge about how to best play the Pomelo game, if you will. In my opinion, that includes getting your grant up there early as a grant creator to make sure you're available for those early donations and available to be, high on that leaderboard when people sort by these different metrics. And also, of course, the pitch session is very important for grant creators to get on there and promote their grant to the EOS community. And like all of joining these fireside chats, you never know when you'll have the chance to throw a little plug for your grant during these community fireside chats.
Yeah, absolutely. I was the first this season.
Oh, the first to upload a grant?
Absolutely. And
I think
tomorrow there will be
quick
an
last
active
season too as well, right?
season 2 also, and tomorrow there is an active swarm at 13 UTC that will be published. So stay tuned.
There you go. That's great. Yeah. Also, love to see Pomelo grant owners hiring the bees, to swarm their grant. So that's really
Game
cool to see.
changing.
Yeah, totally. I guess on that topic, I'll mention the grant that I'm part of. So so the Hot Sauce team is applying for Pomelo funding this season. So it's been pretty exciting to be on the grant creator side of things for the last few weeks as we've been preparing for this for Pomelo season 3. So real quickly here, the EOS Hot Sauce is a weekly EOS news show that we've been hosting every week since 2009. It started out as a written format, then it was a pre-recorded show, and now we're doing live shows. So we feel it's a great public good for EOS. We never, all the projects that we feature are featured because we scour the internet every week and we find the most interesting topics to talk about and the projects that we think are going to bring the most benefit to EOS, and those are the projects we highlight at no cost to the project in the hot sauce. So we're looking for funding. We've got a lot of ideas on how to improve the hot sauce depending on the level of funding we receive. So go ahead and check out our grant on pomelo.io. And Patrick, like you were saying, we actually hired the bees this morning to to swarm our tweet announcing our grant. And so so that was fun to apply to Pomelo, and then fun hiring another team that's been funded by Pomelo. A lot of cross collaboration. Great to see.
Let me just give you a number. Yesterday, active swarms for the D.U.N.E on EOS Chief Delegate tweet. Before the tweet, 1,360 followers into my Twitter account. After the swarm, 1,470 subscribers.
Boom.
So
there you go.
that gives you an idea of the possibility of to do a tweet by using the EOSB swarms. That gives you just an idea that more visibility for your Twitter account, more the visibility for everyone. So it's a win-win experience, totally. So yeah, baby, EOSB swarms, good public good, definitely.
Yeah, baby.
We're starting to see the positive externalities of public goods manifesting on EOS now. That's kind of one of the big things, that it's not just the features of Pomelo getting better and better every season. It's the result coming from Pomelo, the projects getting funded, these teams collaborating with each other, building off of one project, building an open source building block that then another project takes and does something with that and builds on top of that, and so on and so on. And it's this kind of pinwheel that's speed is increasing as more and more wind picks up, and the momentum just keeps growing as we go every season. And
absolutely, Daniel, absolutely. Shout out.
Steph touched on how it's been easier for our team to approve grants. So it's the community is getting better at this together. We're learning about public goods. We're targeting those public goods better. We're collaborating with each other. And the ultimate strategy is playing a good, fair game, season over season, delivering value one season and showing it the next season. And those are the grants we've been seeing having the most success.
Yeah, I want also to give a shout out here to dnews.zone. That's a website made by Perry Shennons. He's here into the Fireside chat. Perry. So dnews.zone, there you have a calendar with all the events happening into the EOS ecosystem and more. And he's mapping out the different YouTube channel, the different where you have an RSS feed. If you have a RSS feed, is taking your article and all mapped out into dnews.zone. So very, very useful. And a lot of people here that are contributing to the collaboration. That's very key. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Patrick. I appreciate that. I didn't expect that. I don't have a Pomelo grant today, but actually that's what I'm working on while I have my microphone muted. So you can expect one in the next days. So thank you very much, Patrick. I appreciate it.
With all my heart. And now it's a silence.
Misclicking my soundboard out here. I get fired from my DJ job.
You make a good job.
I see we've got John in the chat from Boyd. Are you guys working on a Pomelo grant for season 3? Who else do we have?
I can see that Han is here. And I know how early it is in Korea. If he's got anything to say, I'd love to hear Han.
I'm here. I can talk.
Yeah, Han, welcome to the Fireside chat.
I'm here. I was almost dozing, listening, and I'm still here. It's almost sun is rising. Crazy.
All right, let's let Han go
Anyway,
so he can go to sleep.
yeah, it's actually not the best time for me to actually participate in this meeting. So I was having regret that it's kind of just too late for me to participate because it's almost the time that I hit the bed, like at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. But then I'm really glad for actually for the first time to participate and listen to all the great things happening here and there. I'm just, yeah, good to hear all the good news that you guys are bringing in on the table.
For sure, and we appreciate you staying up until the wee hours of the morning so you can say hi to us. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Did you want to share, or do you have a grant up for season 3?
Actually, I'm thinking about it. Actually, I'm thinking to write up a proposal for the smart contract to for the Eden. You guys know that I've been working for a long time to how I can bring up the votes or stakes in Korean exchanges out in the VP election. And I think my initiative that I've been doing with my vote EOS name, I think I'm gonna propose this for Eden, so that Eden proxy, which has been operated by Chris so far, I think we can empower that by creating a new smart contract, which those elected elected representative on different levels, level 1 representatives and level 2 representatives and chief delegates. These guys are having different related voting power in the proxy so that they can have a say which VP the proxy has to vote among those VPs who agrees with the core value. And I think if possible, I might with the Eden account name, we cannot propose as far as I know. We cannot pitch with the Eden name, so maybe I pitch as an individual or someone I might work for this with together. So that's my thinking.
Cool. Great. Well, you have 2
Yeah.
weeks. There's 2 weeks left for to submit a grant application. So there's definitely still some time to get in there.
Thank you.
And thanks for joining us today. It's great to hear from you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Max Cho. Shout out to Max Cho in the chat saying all of the Pomelo projects introduced today received his donation.
Thank you, Max. Thank you.
Maximum
Thank
value.
you so much.
Maximum value for people who show up on the Fireside and participate. Love to see it.
To the max. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is Yves here?
Yves is around, yes. I'm not sure if he's still...
Yeah.
John from Oldtimers.
I am, yes. I was just muted, sorry.
Yeah, come to Korea. Come to Korea, man, before Singapore.
There you go.
Drop by.
Invitation to Korea. Official invitation. Korea's open.
Yeah.
Is there something special now in Korea? Or?
There's Han.
Korea. We can organize an event for Yves.
There you go. Love to see it. More networking.
We'd love to see you here. So
I have cut my bird. I can come.
Yeah.
All right. Who do we here have in the chat? We've got Veronica in the chat. Wants to take this opportunity to tell us that EOS Network Foundation has arrived at Reddit. Okay, cool. Great, Veronica. Do you want to talk more about that? Do you want to jump on the chat or share more by text? I think you have a grant as well, Veronica, if I'm not mistaken, on Pomelo this season. Love to hear about it. Oh, John from OldtimersOffer. Still around? Want to share a little bit about your grant?
Yeah. Hello, guys.
Hey.
Yes, of course. Hello, guys. Thank you again from the previous support on the season 2. And in the meantime, we created Oldtimer token on the test net on the Trust EVM. Also, we are start our adventure with Oldtimer NFTs, which be blended for new branded, will be have the options to be in the metaverse. For this kind of the cooperation, we are also looking for more support for this side, and also this new kind of the NFTs will be whitelisted on the EOS Atomic Hub. In the meantime, we also create some kind of the repo, how people can easily create their own token on the Trust EVM. And next steps will be for 1 month smart contract, but that will be for the DAO, which will be using for collaboration between the token and DAO system. And after that, will we create also smart contract for the NFTs? Will we have double function? One will be function which we have available for futures and from the some special pages where we have people rights to access to them, and from another side the same NFTs will be used for the metaverse. Thank you for your time.
All right, thanks for jumping on, and I'm sure we'll hear from you in some future pitch sessions.
I've got a Pomelo question. I'm filling up my cart as we speak, and I'm also looking at the price of the markets. They're green, and we were talking about timing for when to make the donations. Is it more advantageous to make the donations on a green day than a red day because the matchings are based on the fiat value at the time of the contribution, or is it based strictly on the EOS?
It is based on dollar value at the time of your donation. Yeah, so our smart contract is tallying the dollar value when you make your donation and matching it at the dollar value.
Make some contributions today while things are green. We don't know what the future brings, and I'll save some dry powder for the future if things continue to go good.
Should have known I had to wait after the FOMO meeting of the Fed to donate to Pomelo. Misplayed it this morning.
Hey, you can always go again.
I probably will go again. I probably will.
It's like a 10% bonus.
Because is there a way actually to see if I've already donated to a grant, like in a few days when I go through the list again?
There is a filter for, it's not the most intuitive label. Not donated is what, if you click that, you'll see the ones that you haven't donated to yet.
Okay.
But I don't know if there's one for ones that you have donated to. It's the inverse of that. We don't have that filter yet.
I'd like to see. I'd like to see an application built on top of plugin that lets me set a strike price, and when that strike price hits, it makes all of my donations. A limit order for Pomelo.
Oh, I love it.
It could happen for sure.
I see into the chat there is dollar bill, so Daniel Keys will give you some dollar, I think.
Oh, I definitely want to place some limit donation orders on Pomelo. Let's get that happening for season 4.
And I'm going to expand a bit too. So the reason that EOS is being converted into dollars is that the Pomelo platform, everything is normalized into dollars, so USD. This way, it makes it much easier to support multiple assets. If we down the road added sort of support for donating Tether, or donating USN, or donating another token asset, this would help make all of that sort of fair because it normalizes to USD. And then your contributions are based in USD valuation. So that was the design thought process for that. So yes, today is a better day to donate with EOS than an hour ago or 2 hours ago.
And USD is a hard asset.
It's just the valuation. It's just much easier. Yeah, just much easier to normalize on the USD valuation. That way, if you donated with Bitcoin or Ethereum or some other asset, we would all normalize those assets into USD valuation, and then your donation will be based in dollars, not per that asset.
Makes
So yeah.
sense.
Perhaps a little hint for what's to come.
Yeah, maybe what's to come.
Sneaking some alpha in there. All right, last call. Community open mic. If anyone wants to jump on, say hi. This is it, or else we're gonna wrap it up.
I have a topic, maybe it's applicable to other Pomelo projects.
You were 1 second away from the end of the show. Just got in there just in the right time. Go for it, John.
So so one of our Pomelo pitches is the EOSIO IBC using the Cosmos IBC protocol, and we haven't reached our goal of 50,000. And with the market downturn, it's getting more difficult for us to reach that goal. And also, some things have changed since we created that proposal. Specifically, the UX IBC was basically funded by the EOSIO coalition, and it's kind of becoming the de facto IBC standard now. And I consider it to be a true public good now, the way that it's being developed. So my thinking is to pivot our proposal to support the new IBC, work being done by the UX team. I talked with them a little bit, and they mentioned that there's no NFT, there's no IBC NFT contract yet. They have a token contract, but not an IBC NFT contract. So yeah, that's what I was thinking of, proposing that as kind of pivoting the proposal to working on that, which is a good scope for the amount of funds that we've raised. And maybe there's other Pomelo projects that haven't reached their goal and are kind of wondering what they should do. So maybe it would be a good discussion to have.
Yeah, good topic to bring up, actually. I donated to your IBC grant in previous seasons. I would be fine if you pivoted to provide the NFT component of the what seems to be like what's going to be the main IBC system for EOSIO. I think that's a great solution. On that topic, so in our grant for the hot sauce, we've got some different contribution levels that we're looking for in order to deliver, certain things. So if we get a certain amount of money, these are the things we'll do. If we get more, we get to do more things. But there's a minimum that we need in order to be able to deliver, the hot sauce every week. And so we wrote in our grant that if we don't reach this minimum, maybe we just decide, to refund the funds raised and give it back to the matching pool for the future, for next season, basically. If we don't reach an adequate level of funding, let's say. So I think that's an option for grants, and I'm actually surprised that I haven't seen that written out in more grants. I was expecting that this would kind of be common to see, but and I think it may become so in the future, where projects propose a minimum that they want, and with like an actionable plan of like, hey, here's what we're going to do if we don't reach this minimum. And I think donating it back to future matching pools is something very reasonable that grants could do. So just thought I'd throw that out there. Oh, we've got Han sharing some nice pictures of food. That's great. I'm very hungry. I haven't had time to have lunch today. We've got Patrick chatting it up in the chat. Yeah, all right, cool. Thanks.
I can say we've just about got our 500th donation on Pomelo for season 3. Late breaking stats.
Awesome.
Yeah, around 60 unique contributors. Still early. 1,800 EOS has been donated. $2,000 ish.
You speak about the hot sauce?
No, this is just all together on Pomelo.
Ah, okay.
The
Oh,
last two
nice. I have
seasons.
15 contributors so far.
Congrats, Patrick.
Wow,
Yeah, in
thank you
previous
very much,
seasons,
guys.
we've seen a surge in donations and donators, you know, at the end of the season, which makes sense. You kind of want to go through all the grants at once, maybe. But I would encourage you guys to donate early as much as possible. I think there's more value for you as you're voting, you know, through your donation, and there's more value for the grants you vote for, as it gives them better visibility, I think, on the platform. And as James wants some EOS popcorn back in action. I agree. Those were some fun reads.
Quick question: is there a way to look up a grant by username or account name in this case?
I don't know if the search will work, but if you go to a user's profile, you can see all of their grants on their profile page. So as long as you know their username, you could go to their profile page and see all their grants.
All right, thank you very much.
What's the specialty of popcorn grant?
There used to be a thing called EOS Popcorn, which was basically tracking all of the chats in Telegram and Twitter and across all networks, and making fun of, if not elucidating, these abnormal parts of the conversations, which was really enticing and nice to read. It was exciting.
Yeah,
in the early days, maybe, yeah.
Actually, like towards the end of the middle. So right when people started getting, you know, a little bit divisive and aggressive because of everything that was happening.
Yeah. What about a spicy grant?
Absolutely. Spicy popcorn. Sadly, or not sadly, I actually don't think that there'd be much to do with that right now. There's quite a good feeling in the community at the moment.
Yeah, and if you're looking for memes and debauchery, there's always EOS Drama channel on Telegram that you can join at your own risk.
Yeah. Most of the main characters from Popcorn I haven't seen them. I haven't seen Rude Mudcrab in a while. Fred Krueger's been gone for a while. Stella's been gone for a while. Although it was like a I don't know, would you call it a soap opera, a drama?
It was
It's
totally
a good thing
soap opera.
Yeah, it was bad, but in a good way. I don't think we want that kind of drama anymore.
No, not particularly.
Signs of final capitulation.
It is interesting though that most of the people that were featured that were very loud and opinionated are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, we made a good job, I think. When is their public rage quit? Since Nathan is in ENF, I think some people are calmed down.
It's very weird. In Korean community also, like the community atmosphere is changing a little bit. Those people who used to be very aggressive, they are either disappearing or they are toning down. It's quite interesting.
Absolutely.
Great to hear. Shout out to Max Cho in the chat here, coming in, sharing a lot of Pomelo projects coming out of Korea. So we've got in Korea, we've got the only EOS Total Information YouTube in Korea, EOS Hub, EOS All-in-One Platform. We've got EOS Quest, Voiceit featuring EOS, EOS DAO, and more equal animal translation, I believe, in Korea. Yeah.
So the place to go.
And this year we'll be hosting Korean pitch sessions for the first time. So that's something new we're bringing to help promote the Korean pitches and also help promote everyone else to the Korean community. So again, sign-up form for the pitch session is where you get to sign up for that. And I'm going to share it one more time.
Thank you.
Yevon asked if the July raffle is next week. Yes, it is. So get your pop tokens blended into your July raffle ticket. We've got 25 prizes of a 10 EOS each and potentially some extra party crackers as well for people. All right. So I think we're going to wrap it up here. Thanks for joining everyone on Discord. Thanks for listening on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, wherever you are in the world. It's great to have you with us. And thanks for everyone who joined the session. Good luck to all the Pomelo grant owners out there. There's many of you. It's an exciting time to be in the EOS community, exciting times to be in the social channels. There's lots of activity everywhere. And so I remind you to support your favorite grants. And other than that, have a good evening and go EOS.
EOS. Go EOS. Pomelo.
Go EOS.
Pomelo.
Go EOS.
Go Pomelo.
Go Pomelo.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
And go MineWeb.
Go EOS.
Go MineWeb.
Go EOS.
Go EOS. Go EOS Hot Sauce.